Okay, should be live. Okay. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me or if I need to put my headset on. This is my first time holding the phone up. I'm not sure I like doing that. You can hear me? Okay, good. I'm trying not to block the speakers or anything. So I've got like one, two, three, four, five bookcases right now. I'm about to get two more. But I'm gonna show you instead of just focus now, focus. Tell my phone to focus. Having a hard time focusing on me. Um, I will show you one of the bookcases that I think is the most organized, because some of them are not very organized. Um, I've been trying not to open my boxes at random. I've been trying to be very specific on what I open if it's labeled properly. A lot of my book boxes, unfortunately, are not labeled properly. So it is what it is. Okay, so this is because John Ward poked me and said, "You might have some interesting books to share, so why don't you share them?" And I was like, "Okay." Um, challenge accepted. So I'm not sure how this notification went out, if it went out to everyone or not. I turned off the send an email to my subscribers notification just because um if I send this as an actual like email post, I'm concerned that people will get like two emails and then I do my 100 word stories, which would be a third email today. So just to minimize the number of emails that I sent today, um, yeah, okay, that's what I figured it would do if I didn't say like send an email that it would just send a text or something to people who have notifications turned on their phone. So okay, we're gonna ignore the books behind me. I'm gonna flip my camera around. Let me stand up because I'm gonna start from the top to the bottom. All right, so here we go. So I love Terry Pratchett. Um, and I love organization and being neat. So you can see I've got this specific collection, and because there's so many, it goes on to the next shelf, but it's in order. Um, Numerically speaking. And then I have his, um, I believe this book was published posthumously. I honestly, I'm at a loss and I can't really remember, but it's his book, A Life with Footnotes. Um, and most of these books, if not all of them, came from a website that I love and no longer exists called Book Depository, unfortunately. But this is the set. Now they have a hardcover set that I want to buy, just to have the a set of hardcover and softcover of all of these books. So here's my Terry Pratchett. Over here, I just shoved this here because it fit, but Mark Crilly is a YouTube illustrator that I love to watch, and he's got several books, and I've purchased some of them recently. The Mighty Onion. My wife got me this for I believe for Christmas, it's The World According to Mr. Rogers. Um, Important things to remember. She likes getting me little books like that. Um, so next is my next wonderful collection that I love is I've got all of the Redwall series here. And these perfectly fit on the shelf, which is amazing. But I've got all 22 of Redwall. Love them. Would love to write a series that's similar to Redwall. And then below that, we've got my little collection of Agatha Christie books, specifically Hercule Poirot. I am attempting to purchase all of them. And one book here is missing because I'm reading it, which is, um, uh, oh God, the name escapes me now. Hold on. Let me look at the back here. The one that I have that I'm reading, Five Little Pigs. That's the one that I'm reading right now. But yeah, I love Agatha Christie, so I've got Poirot. I am going to be starting to collect some of her other um, books, but for right now, I'm just doing him. I've got all of his short stories that are right here. I've got the book that just recently came out, which is um, they invited 12 authors to write different Miss Marple style cases. Um, Surprisingly enough, I only have one Sophie Hannah book. I know she's on like number 6 or 7, but um I've only got one. I've been meaning to get the others. I just haven't uh, had the time. Other books have come into my view that I've ended up getting. I saw this when I was at Barnes and Noble, and I saw the signs of murder and picked it up without even realizing that it had to do specifically with the forensic of Agatha Christie. So I was like, oh, that's even better. Obviously, the best Poirot there is, the David Suchet book that he wrote about um, portraying him. This is a recent edition because it just came out. Her puzzle book, this one, I don't think it's recent, but I did just get it where they turned it into a graphic novel. This is recent that I just got. Again, I just threw it up here because it fit, but it's Revisionaries. I love this publishing company here called Quirk Books. So anything that they do that I think is interesting, I'm going to buy it regardless. And I like this because this is basically telling you about famous authors who've had work that was not good enough, unfinished, not great, and how it's okay to have bad work because you could end up famous anyway. Okay, so now we've got another one of my great mystery writers that I love. I don't have all of his books yet. I think I'm missing 3 or 4, but Alan Bradley, and just recently, they announced that he's going to have a TV series. I feel like everyone who writes mystery is getting a TV series these days. But these are the Flavia Deluche, I believe is how you pronounce her name. It's a little girl who solves mysteries with her in her father's her father's science lab, basically. And so those are the books. Richard Osman, he also just recently had his books are being turned into famous with famous actors portraying the characters. I think like Helen Mirren and a bunch of other people are going to be in the movie for his Thursday Murder Club, I think. um, I love this book, 1000 Books to Read Before You Die. Here's a bunch of mismatched stuff. My wife got me this because Summer Stock is my favorite movie of all time and my favorite musical of all time. So it covers both. And so she got me this, which is basically about the making of the movie Summer Stock. Here's all of my Myrtle collections here, volumes 1, 2, and 3, as well as the School of Mystery. And then randomly, I've got the Pickwick Papers here, um, gentle writing advice, um, basically, which is just a writing self help book. My wife also got me this, um, a kid's book about imagination by LeVar Burton. And then I just recently acquired Richard Osman's latest mystery series, We Solve Murders. I listened to the audiobook recently. My last shelf here, I'm going to just place my phone on the floor, is a bunch of YA. So I love Chris Colfer of Glee. And so I've got his series here and his newest series. And then these 3 lovely books, which are, I love them just because of the titles. They're hilarious. Kill the Farm Boy, The Princess, uh, what's that called? The Princess Beard, and No Country for Old Gnomes. Funny fantasy books, basically. Okay, so, oh, the last shelf I wanted to show, because I do buy new stuff, is I just wanted to quickly show you guys the new books that I've acquired.
Before I wrap this up, um, wait, are these the new books I've acquired? Yeah, you could say that. I'm gonna sit on the floor. Actually, I'm tired of. Oh, okay. Right. Last but not least, these are some of the new books. I throw them on this random shelf until I can find a better place for them. But I've got the I think this is the latest Tananarive Due book. I've got James by Percival Everett. This I just purchased because it's from the HWA, um, their master class on writing crime from the Detection Club. Actually, not the HWA. Sorry, my mistake. This one is really good. I read this in like a day. It's craft stories I wrote for the devil. Really, really good short stories. You guys might recognize Ben Wakeman, Memory of My Shadow. I've got here. I've got the latest Ransom Riggs. I love Ransom Riggs. When I show my other bookcase, I'll show you that I have all of his books on a different shelf. Um, Stephen King's latest short story collections. I bought this other collection of short stories that was edited by Jordan Peele. These are books that I wrote a while ago. Some of them were published, but I've taken them all down since, but I just keep them here because I unboxed them recently. Um, okay, How to Solve a Murder. You guys know that I have that book. Tom Cox's book. He's also on Substack. This guy, I love him, and when I saw that he actually finally printed his book, I purchased it immediately. I found him back when WordPress was where you would go to find people who write fiction. And he had a WordPress where he was sharing chapters of his book. Um, and so, yeah, Benjamin Lyon, I saw he actually finally published it like decades later. So I bought it. Um, this is another Terry Pratchett book, The Lost Stories. It just recently got published. And then these books are ones that I kind of use as reference. So they're here because I'm constantly pulling them out and taking a look at them. Um, and then these are the two books that I said I'm going to read through my mom's poetry. So these are them. These are her poems here. You can see they're really old from like, you know, 40 plus years ago. Um, and then I've got The Wizard of Oz here, The Brothers Grimm, Taylor Swift by the Book. I found this so interesting. It's from Quirk Books. They do really good books. So if you ever want to find something really interesting, but these are basically the literature behind the lyrics of all of her stuff. I've got this one, which I like to have out with me every now and again. The quotable Poirot. So I keep this handy. I've got we have Always Lived in the Castle because I wanted to read this Shirley Jackson book. This one was what I just finished reading a while ago, so that's why it's over here. It should go back on the shelf, but it's another Poirot, Lloyd Edgware Dies. And then I'm collecting the Peanuts collection, so that's what these are. But that's it. Okay, I'm not going to show you guys anymore. I've got like so much more, but I think that's a good entry point into my books. I'm sitting on the floor so you can see my workstation back there behind me. Okay. One day I want to give you guys a tour of my office when it doesn't look like a mess and it looks like a mess. But there's my share a shelf or share 7 shelves. And I will do another one in the coming weeks or so when I have the time. Thanks everyone for stopping by. I'm going to now share this at some point later today.